Coming up in SVGTV News and Sports this evening at 7, 100 celebrate Spiritual Baptist Day in SVG. Regional tourism interests urged to show greater urgency amid climate perils. Health authorities in Democratic Republic of Congo struggle to contain a rapid spread of Ebola virus. And in sports, TNT Red Force wins West Indies Championship after 20-year wait. These and other stories coming up in SVGTV News and Sports this evening at 7. Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV News and Sports for Friday, May 22nd, 2026. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. Hundreds of spiritual Baptists celebrated the second Spiritual Baptist Freedom Day holiday with a march that culminated at Independence Park, where speeches and cultural activities were held. Prime Minister Dr. Godwin Friday, who welcomed overseas delegations attending the event, reiterated a call for unity among the people. He also stated that recognition of the spiritual Baptist faith must be continuous and meaningful.
Greetings to you. I have come not to preach politics. In fact, I haven't come to preach at all. Sometimes it is necessary to listen and to be inspired by the words of others. I've come to bring greetings as I have been invited to do. As a community, you, as spiritual Baptists, have come a long way. From prosecution and official persecution to public celebration, as we are doing here today. Here we are, for only the second time, celebrating National Spiritual Baptist Day as our national holiday.
The Ministry of National Heritage spearheaded the Spiritual Baptist Day activities. Minister responsible for National Heritage, Siobhan John, said that the struggles of spiritual Baptists must never be forgotten.
Brothers and sisters, we must never forget that this spiritual Baptist religion was outlawed in 1912. In that year, the Shakerism Prohibition Order sought to silence the voices of the faithful. It criminalizing worship and persecuting believers. Yet, through resilience and steadfastness, the spiritual Baptist community endured. You carried your ceremonies, your prayers, your songs, your dances, and your secret traditions into secrecy, into resilience, and ultimately into freedom.
Also attending the march and ceremony at Independence Park was opposition leader Dr. Ralph Gonzalez, who said that he has consistently upheld and supported the spiritual Baptist religion.
Some wanted to be Catholic, some wanted to be Anglican and Methodist, some wanted to be Presbyterian and Evangelical and Pentecostal, but spiritual Baptist is different and special. And even though I was christened as a Roman Catholic from a boy, I know the Sankey them. I follow it from the time I'm a boy, and it has had a great influence. And what we have to do, you have to have a plan. And you have to have unity. And where the divisions between you have to build bridges.
Archbishop of the Archdiocese in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Melford Pompey, called on fellow spiritual Baptists to unite if the religion is to remain strong and active.
This robe of flesh, we gotta take it off. It is time for us as spiritual Baptists, if we are to build this noble faith of ours, to stop the competition. It is time for us as spiritual Baptists to stand as one. We cannot talk about those who still do not want to respect us. We cannot talk about those who still have us down in the gutter. When that is exactly what we are practicing, we need to stop it.
The second Spiritual Baptist Freedom Day holiday was observed under the theme, honoring our journey, our resilience, our freedom, in unity to build our faith. In other local news now, we hear that Minister of Agriculture, Israel Bruce, has described the launch of the Young Farmers Training Project held earlier this week at the Orange Hill Agricultural Biotechnology Center as a partnership built on purpose and possibilities. Addressing the launch ceremony, Minister Bruce said the initiative is also about the seeds we plant, both literally and figuratively, which will determine the food on the tables, the strength of rural communities, the economy, and the resilience of St. Vincent and the Grenadines for many years to come.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, we know the stakes. Global volatility is pushing up the cost of fertilizer, and I dare add, pushing up the cost of fuel. And I believe, if not today, in soon time, the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, whose thunder I will not seek to steal, will probably begin to nudge you that the possibility for marginal increases in the cost of fertilizer and in the cost of fuel is at our doorsteps. You see, all the other countries in the Caribbean, St. Kitts, St. Lucia, Dominica, Grenada, you name them, they've all been incrementally giving hikes to fertilizer and fuel costs since December 2025. But thanks to the steadfast hand of the Honorable Prime Minister, he has held off the suffocation for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and the government has bared the brunt for all those months. But not only fertilizer and fuels, my friends, planting materials, processed foods, and the like are going to see increased cost. Why? Because three powerful countries across the world, the United States, Israel, and Iran, have decided that they want to meddle in each other's affair, and they must decide who has what from who does not get what. And as a consequence, many, many miles off, we are here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines feeling the pinch of their actions.
Minister Bruce pointed out that climate change is reshaping the seasons and intensifying droughts, floods, and storms. He told the gathering that too much of the nation's food is imported, while too many farmers are aging without a clear pathway for the next generation to take up the mantle.
Yet, we also know our assets. What are these assets that I speak to? Fertile soils, a proud agricultural heritage, innovative agricultural minds, and international partners like the Republic of China and Taiwan, who share our vision. The question, therefore, is not whether agriculture can adapt. It is how quickly and how well we organize ourselves to lead that adaptation. And my answer to this is pretty short. This program that we are launching officially today is in part the answer to that question. So I point you to 5 key issues. First, the program is about youth. When we say we want more young people engaged in agriculture, we are not asking them to step back in time. That's not what we're asking you to do. We are inviting them to step into a future-facing industry, one that uses data, one that uses sensors, one that uses drones, one that uses computer applications and climate-smart practices, one that blends agronomy with entrepreneurship, and one that values creativity as much as hard work.
The Agriculture Minister said the government envisions young farmers who are not only producers but also managers, technologists, marketers and community leaders. He noted that the Young Farmers Training Project is designed to build these capabilities and prepare participants to play a leading role in the future of agriculture.
Practical field skills, business planning, digital tools for farms, value-added processing, and market access strategies. Therefore, we are committed to ensuring that a young person who chooses agriculture can see a clear pathway for a small start to a scalable enterprise. Second, it is about resilience. Recovery is not merely returning to yesterday's productivity. It is building systems that bend, but that do not break. With this partnership, we will expand climate-smart production, drought-tolerant and storm-resilient varieties, protected agriculture like greenhouses, efficient irrigation and water harvesting, soil health practices that store carbon and moisture, and integrated pest management that reduces losses whilst protecting our ecosystem. Resilience also means smarter risk management, weather information services for better planting decisions, on-farm diversification to spread risk, and cooperative models to help smallholders access inputs, finance, and insurance on better terms.
Noting that this year marks the 45th anniversary of diplomatic relations between St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Taiwan, Ambassador Fiona Fan said the Taiwan Technical Mission, which has been established here for 43 years, has contributed significantly to the development of the Orangehill Agricultural Biotechnology Center. Ambassador Fan described the facility as a gem of the island that represents a shared vision, friendship, and long-term commitment between St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Taiwan. Pointing out that agriculture remains essential to food security and national resilience, the ambassador said the sector is no longer driven solely by traditional practices. She noted that the future of farming is being shaped by science, innovation, technology, and entrepreneurship.
Recognizing these transformations, the government of Taiwan is committed to contribute US $2.5 million to support this project. This 3-year initiative will introduce advanced smart agriculture technologies, including the vertical farming and IoT-based environment control system, which your crops will be grow in a hydroponic and air conditioning control environment. However, at the heart of this project is investment in people, especially in young people. 75 young farmers. Today we welcome the first cohort of 15 young farmers. They will be selected to participate in intensive 5 months training programs with stipends. Outstanding participants will also receive entrepreneurship coaching and partial startup funding to help transform their idea into sustainable businesses.
And Prime Minister Dr. Godwin Friday, who also addressed the launch ceremony of the Young Farmers Training Project, stressed the importance of agriculture in national development.
Others have said about agriculture, about farming, things to do with the land, that somehow it is of the past, that we must be looking to new industries. That is foolishness. Anybody who thinks of St. Vincent and the Grenadines without agriculture, without a thriving agricultural backbone, don't quite understand who we are as a people. We continue to recover from the effects of repeated natural disasters. Most recently, Hurricane Beryl, which has given impetus to this particular initiative. They have severely damaged our agricultural sector and disrupted lives and livelihoods of individual farmers and entire communities across our country. The farmers have been through a very difficult time. The farmers of this country have been through hell. And they are still struggling to survive.
Noting that as a small island developing state, St. Vincent and the Grenadines remains vulnerable to external shocks, Prime Minister Friday said it is important at this time to strengthen the agriculture sector and diversify agricultural production.
The goal of increasing production by 10% through the activities in this program is ambitious. But we must believe that it can be done, and indeed that more can be accomplished. In short, we must be bold. As the saying goes, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And in this sector, we have a lot to gain by initiatives such as this today and other activities that are being done by farmers all across the country. Agriculture, especially food production, is at the heart of our economic and social well-being. That is why this initiative that we are celebrating today is so important and so timely.
The Agricultural Productivity Recovery and Young Farmers Training Project is being implemented over a 3-year period through the Ministry of Agriculture and the Taiwan Technical Mission. The initiative, which ends on December 31st, 2027, has a total budget of just over US $3.1 million. Opposition leader Dr. Ralph Gonzalez says many Vincentians are facing increasing financial pressure as the rising cost of living continues to affect households across the country. Speaking during a discussion on Star Radio this morning, Dr. Gonzalez stated that many people are struggling to balance food expenses and utility bills, creating what he described as a growing state of anxiety among citizens.
The debt was run up because of the capital projects you have for the development of St. Vincent and Grenadines, and because of the COVID, the volcanic eruption, Hurricane Elsa, and Hurricane Beryl. And for the farmers, interspersing with the droughts, and you had to help take care of them. And we were managing the debt. The debt is manageable because we were growing the economy. And you're getting increased revenues in order to manage the debt. And we're doing all of these things. In the last 5 years, the fastest growing economy in the Caribbean after Guyana, and Guyana is a special case, was St. Vincent and Grenadines.
Dr. Gonzalez further stated that despite criticism surrounding the country's debt levels during his administration, the approach to managing the economy helped stimulate economic growth and development. He argued that his policies contributed to St. Vincent and the Grenadines being ranked among the top 5 Caribbean countries for economic growth. The opposition leader said economic management remains a critical issue for Vincentians as many continue to feel the impact of rising living costs. The local news will continue in a moment. Stay with us.
Welcome to Sister,
Welcome to the upgraded C-Star Limited.
where we offer to almost all your household items.
They've expanded their range to sofas, dining and patio sets, beds and mattresses, wardrobes, kitchen cabinets, office furniture. That's just a few from the luxurious collection. Not forgetting their signature quality windows, doors, rails and bathroom enclosures. Journey on up to C-Star, where their friendly sales clerk is happy to assist. C-Star Limited, where quality meets style.
A funeral service should be one that you can be proud of, one that leaves lasting memories of your loved ones. And that's where you need the New Haven Funeral Home. We are proud of the quality and class we have brought to the industry. We are proud for having trained the very first certified embalmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are proud of leading the way in terms of live streaming of funerals online so that your family members overseas could also be part of the celebration of life. We're constantly improving our services. We are driven by customer satisfaction and we are proud of all that we do.
New Haven Funeral Home.
Bowman's Pharmacy, why choose us? We have all the prescriptions and over-the-counter medications, personal care products, lowest price guaranteed. Located conveniently next to the Bank of SVG on Grenville Street. Opening hours Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Email us bowmanpharmacy@yahoo.com. Call us today at 456-2235 or 593-3918. Bowman's Pharmacy, easy to find and ready to serve you.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Welcome back. In more local news now, we hear that Fisherman's Day will be celebrated on Monday. And after several years, the activities will return to the Kingston Fish Market and the Little Tokyo area. Coordinator of the activities, Fareed Short, explained what the public can expect as preparations are now complete for the hosting of the event. He said all arrangements are in place, including provisions for parking.
Safety first, right? We're encouraging the general public not to come on the wharf, right? We'll have security to take care of that. But generally, same as how these boats are tied up there, right? Same as how these boats are tied up here. So the boats, they're gonna land their catch, right? We're gonna set up a tent right by the ice box there, and that's where the weighing would take place, right? That's where the weighing would take place. After weighing, you take the fish inside to be gutted and washed and so forth, and then to be sold in the vending area. I'm comfortable with the space here. I am comfortable with the space here. We've already written to the Solidarity in Action Inc., the car park, to have the car park opened, right, on the Monday, so patrons can park their vehicle in the car park for free.
The cleanup of the Little Tokyo area will be carried out on Sunday, and organizers are seeking the cooperation of vendors as preparations continue for the major celebration.
Right, we are gonna organize to get our floodlights, right? To get floodlights to, have Tokyo lit, right? So yeah, the space and all of that, we're gonna be doing some cleaning. We've been in contact with the tongue board, the Kingston tongue board, to write to the vendors and talk to the vendors. And I am making an appeal to the vendors also right, to abide and help us just for the one day, right, to remove your stalls and your trolleys and so forth, so that we can have the area washed and cleaned and so forth for Fisherman's Day.
Several activities have already begun, including a youth competition scheduled for tomorrow in Calicoa.
Okay, so the junior competition would be at the Calicoa Wharf on the 23rd, right? And as an example, how the junior competition normally takes place, right? You see the guy fishing here, he's sitting on the wharf and casting his line. That's how it's normally done. Junior competition also involves rock fishing, you know, fishing on the rocks and so forth. So yeah, that's what Cavan is doing.
This year's Fisherman's Day slogan is Healthy Fish, Tasty Dish. That brings us to the end of our local news from the region. When it returns, stay with us.
The Ever-Ready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years' experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements. Embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs and wreaths. Arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Ever-Ready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Ever-Ready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Ever-Ready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
Quality products, quality care, low prices, great customer service, all at Q-Care Pharmacy. Q-Care leads the way, providing all your pharmaceutical needs, a variety of personal care products, and so much more. Located on Halifax Street. Telephone number 451-2690. Q-Care Pharmacy, where the Q stands for quality.
Introducing 2 new Instacash games. Yes, 2 more chances to win more money instantly from the National Lotteries Authority. Get the new $2 game, Win It All, where you can win up to $2,500. And there's Stack or Cash for $3 with a top prize of $5,000. Win It All and Stack or Cash, new Instacash games loaded with lots of prizes, available at all Lotto agents. Instacash, so easy to play, and you can win instantly.
Our story was built by people, neighbors helping neighbors, standing side by side with those who trust us to protect what matters most and help build our communities. Being there when needed most. Across borders, across generations. Still growing, still giving, still just getting started. After 185 years.
Beautiful white and black sand beaches, lush mountains and valleys, rivers, hidden waterfalls, and multiple islands and islets. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are a friendly people, welcoming tourists from all over the world with exotic boutique and luxury hotels and a hospitable business environment. Let's make all tourists welcome at our international airport, on cruises, on yachts, on sailboats, on land and sea tours, at beach lines, at our restaurants, shops and bars, and at our national festivals. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Tourism is everyone's business. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Tourism is everyone's business. Yeah. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Welcome back. In our news from the region now, we hear that Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association President Sanukich Despang is making a clarion call for greater urgency in protecting the industry from the clear and present danger of climate change. He is urging expanded use of renewable energy and a strengthening of climate resilience across the regional tourism sector. His comments come just weeks before the Atlantic hurricane season begins. We hear more in this report.
Speaking on the sidelines of the Caribbean tourism marketplace in Antigua, Kanovnik Destang said the region's high vulnerability to hurricanes and other climate shocks makes the shift to clean energy more urgent than ever.
We have abundant sunshine in the Caribbean, and here we are worried about what's happening a world away with regards to oil prices when we've got all the sunshine in the world and can generate our own energy far cheaper. In the Caribbean, less than 5% of our energy right now in the tourism sector is fueled by solar and alternative energy, and that's a problem. That does not make sense economically. It does not make sense from an environmental standpoint, and we've produced several papers. We've done our advocacy at CHTA, and we're going to continue to do so.
Destang, who is president of the Hotels Tourism Association in the Caribbean, pointed to the impact of Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica, noting that about 20% of affected hotel rooms remain out of service, with some not expected to return until 2027. He says this shows the costs of delaying action, warning that continued reliance on imported fossil fuels not only drives up energy costs, but leaves the tourism sector increasingly exposed during crisis.
Our Caribbean Alliance for Sustainable Tourism is very focused on climate change, particularly a heavy focus on the circular economy. We've recently received a grant for that, and we'll be doing some work to showcase the potential of the circular economy.
That's all news from the region. International news is coming up next. Stay with us.
Life can be stressful. Work, family, finances, it all adds up. Feeling overwhelmed, struggling with relationships, need help managing stress? You don't have to go through it alone. The Employee Assistance Program, Public Service, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, EAP, is here for you. We have confidential and professional counselors ready to listen and offer support for any personal challenge you might be facing, helping you find balance and get back to feeling your best. Call us today at 784-570-6718 or email eap.mps@gov.vc for more information, because a healthier you is a happier you at the Employee Assistance Program, Public Service, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Your well-being is our concern.
Since 2012, we have provided reliable, professional dialysis services in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are now proud to offer you new solutions for your health problems. Each new solution is being delivered to you with the same high degree of care and professionalism. We also use the best technology in the delivery of our services. So, does your doctor need a precise view of what's happening inside your body? Let us perform an ultrasound for you. Ladies, if it's your breasts, then choose our mammography service. For all issues related to men and women's health at any stage in your life, our team can perform the necessary investigations to put your mind at ease and recommend solutions for your problems. If it's to see within your chest or check for broken bones and fractures, then use our state-of-the-art U-Arm X-ray service. For you aging men and women, we can now check your bone density, which will reduce any complications that may arise with overall bone health, osteoporosis, or arthritis. Health Solutions will provide answers and results in a timely, accurate manner in the most comfortable environment, while you are taken care of by well-trained and experienced staff. Please call us today at 451-2836 or 434-3170, or visit us online at healthsolutionsSVG.com. You can also follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Health Solutions, where we are providing solutions in SVG with care.
Singer is a family store. We sell everything you need for your kitchen and more. Top brands and appliances.
TVs, fridges, cookers.
We make your life so easy.
Just come in and see us. A wide range of furniture.
Right here at Singer.
Affordable beds and mattresses.
Right here at Singer. Washing machines to make your laundry clean and fresh. Singer is a family store
that gives you the best hire purchase deals.
Right here at Singer.
We'll outfit your home.
Right here at Singer. The #1 family store.
It's us with Singer.
Welcome back on the international scene. Now we hear that an Ebola outbreak is spreading rapidly across eastern regions of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, with health authorities there struggling to contain new cases amid ongoing insecurity and community unrest. We hear more in this report.
In the eastern of DRC, authorities and the medical team are on their moves as worries growing around the rapid spreading of Ebola outbreak, mainly in the town of Bunya and around the city of Huapara, and including different epicenters. In the last 24 hours, different health zones were affected. Cases have been reported from different areas, and right now, authorities are deploying logistics, trying to build more treatment centers, as many people still not having place where they can get treatment. This is how the governor of Ituri today has clearly came out with different measures in order to allow medical team to work, because in the past 24 hours, the treatment was also disturbed by the attack due to the protests from the local population, those who have tried to take out their relatives and also the body of some of their families members. This is showing.
That's the news. Sport is just ahead, but before that, let's take a look at the local weather forecast.
The weather report sponsored by General Hardware.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincennes for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
The present conditions, cloudy and slightly hazy. Winds northeast at 17 kilometers per hour. Temperatures 26.4 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 78%. Barometric pressures 1014.5 millibars, 24-hour rainfall trace. Today's maximum temperature is 30.1 degrees Celsius. Today's minimum temperature is 23.4 degrees Celsius. Sunrise at 5:37 a.m., sunset at 6:25 p.m. The forecast, it is generally cloudy, slightly hazy and breezy with scattered light to moderate showers. The synopsis, weak unstable conditions are affecting the islands.
The weather report was sponsored by General Hardware.
Good evening and welcome to the Evening Sports. I'm Triska Campbell. Trinidad and Tobago Red Force are West Indies' champions for the first time in 2 decades after a clinical fast bowling display routed the Guyana Harpy Eagles inside 35 overs on the final day to complete a 141-run victory at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. Chasing 281 for victory on the final day, Jaden Seals had opener Matthew Nadeau caught behind for a duck inside the first over of the day, and from that point, the result seemed inevitable. By the start of the day's second session, the match was effectively over. Guyana, in pursuit of a 4th consecutive title, had been bowled out for 139. Terrence Hines, who finished with 3 for 20, struck the final blow, uprooting Niall Smith's off-stump to spark celebratory scenes among his teammates. The scores: Guyana Harpy Eagles 247 and 139, and Trinidad and Tobago Red Force 260 and 267. For the Red Force, theirs was a redemptive victory after losing the Super 50 final to Barbados last November on home soil. They reached yet another regional final, but this time had the wherewithal to outdo their rivals over 4 days. For Guyana, it ended a remarkable 3-year dynasty. Here at home now in basketball, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Basketball Federation, the SVG-BF, will be staging a national team tryout session tomorrow, May 23rd, at the Caliqua Hard Court, beginning at 3 p.m., and is inviting all eligible male basketball players ages 18 and older to attend. The tryouts form part of the National Federation's preparations for several upcoming competitions, including the Caribbean Basketball Confederation (CBC) FIBA AmeriCup 2029 Caribbean Pre-Qualifier Tournament, which will be held in Guyana in July 2026. Team SVG is also preparing for the potential opportunity to participate in another regional 3x3 basketball tournament. The Federation notes that a number of individuals for the CBC tournament in Guyana have already been identified from Vincentian diaspora of professional overseas-based basketball players. However, there remains an opportunity for locally based players to earn spots on the final roster through tryout routes and evaluation processes. The SVG Basketball Federation executive acknowledges the short notice surrounding this tryout session. However, the timeline has been heavily influenced by FIBA regulations and registration deadlines, requiring immediate action to finalize the national team. While the tryout is open to all players who meet the age requirement, basketball clubs and teams across St. Vincent and the Grenadines strongly encouraged to send their top-performing athletes for consideration. Players who are unable to attend tomorrow's sessions are asked to contact members of the SVG Basketball Federation executive as soon as possible to arrange alternative evaluation opportunity. Still in basketball, this time a further afield in the NBA, the New York Knicks scored 18 unanswered points in a one-way to 109-93 win against the Cleveland Cavaliers as they took a 2-0 lead in their best-of-7 Eastern Conference Finals. The score was tied at 53 apiece when the Knicks pulled away at their Madison Square Garden home to take a 71-53 lead on the way to a 9th straight victory. Josh Hart scored 26 points, including 5 three-pointers for the home side as he racked up a career-high tally for a player of a game, while teammate Jalen Burson added 19 points and 14 assists. The Knicks, who last reached the NBA Finals match in 1999, have not been champions since in 1973. Also had Mikal Bridges scoring 19 points and Carl Anthony Towns 18. Game 3 and 4 will take place in Cleveland on Saturday and Monday. The winners will play either the Oklahoma City Thunder or San Antonio Spurs, whose Western Conference final is tied at 1-1. And finally, in football here at home, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation Vinci Soccer Premier League continues today, tomorrow, and Sunday. This evening at 7, J-Bell FC will take on Caledonia Chelsea, and at 9, leaders System 3 will face a number 2 ranked team, Leo FC, at the Brighton playing field. In their Tier 2 final on Saturday at 8 p.m., Parkside Rollers will clash with Quesco Titans. And on Sunday, SV United of Georgetown will tackle a Spark FC in another Tier 2 final at the Chili playing field in Georgetown from 3 p.m. That's how we end sports this evening. I'm Triska Campbell. We'll be right back to wrap things up.
Introducing 2 new Instacash games. Yes, 2 more chances to win more money instantly from the National Lotteries Authority. Get the new $2 game, Win It All, where you can win up to $2,500. And there's Stacko Cash for $3 with a top prize of $5,000. Win It All and Stacko Cash, new Instacash games loaded with lots of prizes. Available at all Lotto agents. Instacash, so easy to play, and you can win instantly.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They claim General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Our story was built by people, neighbors helping neighbors, standing side by side with those who trust us to protect what matters most and help build our communities. Being there when needed most. Across borders, across generations. Still growing, still giving, still just getting started. After 185 years.
Welcome back. Now for a second look at the headlines. 100 celebrates Spiritual Baptist Day in SVG. Regional tourism interests urged to show greater urgency amid climate perils. Health authorities in Democratic Republic of Congo struggle to contain a rapid spread of Ebola virus. And in sports, TNT Red Force win West Indies Championship after 20-year wait. Now for a recap of the local weather forecast. The forecast, it is generally cloudy, slightly hazy and breezy with scattered light to moderate showers. On behalf of all of us here at SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. I am Rochelle Baptiste, inviting you to visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news and daily headlines. Also, check out SVG-TV News in 15 weekdays at 12:45 p.m. Again, thanks for viewing. Enjoy the rest of the evening and have a safe weekend.
Right? Look at these. These are cavalli, right? You look at these cavalli, right? And you could see even, the eyes shiny, right? Shine and glossy, right? This is dolphin, right? You look at the nice clean flesh. These are some of the qualities that you look for when checking for a fresh fish, right? In a whole fish like this, you look for the gills. The gill should be that bright red color, right? The gill should be that bright red color, right? Notice the flesh springs back up